it's Vervain again. Welcome to part 2 of my crystal collection video, because my crystal collection, it turns out, takes way more footage than I kind of thought it was going to. Who am I kidding? My last video was 75 minutes before I edited it down, and we went through my quartz, my amethyst, my selenite or satin spar, my smoky quartz, some sapphires, some ruby fuchsite, citrine, did I already say that? Apophyllite, some danbarite, and some super 7. So if you want to check out that video, the link is in the description below. And this video, I don't know what's gonna be in it, but we're sure gonna find out soon, also known as now. Okay, why not? I'll go ahead and show you this first. This is a piece of fuchsite, and I showed you in the last video my ruby fuchsite. So this green stuff that this ruby is in is the same as this green stuff. And fuchsite is just a green type of muscovite mica that's got chromium in it instead of aluminum, so that's what gives it the green color. Muscovite is usually kind of like a mauve color. And I have some of that in beads, but I don't have any of that in specimens, so I can't show you that here. I like to keep my fuchsite in my bathroom, on my bathtub, with a bunch of rose quartz. I find that it helps me remember to take good care of my body and myself, and just be very loving towards myself. This is a stone that can get kind of confused with fuchsite, but I think it is quite different. You see it's got these shiny planes. These are Amazonite, and Amazonite is one of my favorite stones for working with guanyin. It's not, to my knowledge, like most of the associations I come up with are not necessarily things that are historical or agreed upon, but Amazonite is a stone that I just feel is very, very well aligned with guanyin's mission and that sort of chi, and so I use them together a lot for that reason. You know what I haven't showed you any of? I haven't showed you my rose quartz. This is my oldest piece of rose quartz. This is another one that I have had since I was a wee tiny child, and this was also given to me by an adult when I was a wee tiny child, presumably to turn me into a crystal addict for life, which, as I mentioned previously, worked. This was actually given to me at my mom was getting stepping stones for the backyard, and she got like flagstone or whatever, I don't know. And they also had rose quartz stepping stones, and I remember distinctly being like, why aren't we getting those? And then obviously, you know, if you're a place that sells stepping stones, this is too small a piece for you to really use, so giving this to a 5 or 6 year old is not a big deal, but it was a big deal to a little 5 or 6 year old me, and it's still kind of a big deal to me now. I keep this one by my bathtub, and these two kind of live together there, and it makes me very happy. And let's look at some more rose quartz. We've got this just raw, chunky piece. And then I've got this piece, which is freestanding. And I do really like this piece. I got this because I was actually kind of on the hunt for a rose quartz generator, kind of like my quartz generator. And then I didn't see any of those, but I saw this and I was like, you know what? You are coming home with me. We are going to be friends. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. And again, I do like to keep a lot of my rose quartz, oh look at that shimmer, love that, in the bathroom, in places where I do a lot of self-care, to remind me of the importance of self-care, and also just to feel luxuriously surrounded by rose quartz, because why not? That is all the rose quartz that I see, although I know I have some tumble stones somewhere. I'm sure they'll turn up at some point. In the meantime, let me go ahead and show you these guys, which are my aura quartzes. And this is my Angel Aura Spirit Quartz, one of my very favorite specimens. I do often, I like to keep this one with a tarot deck, usually with my Chrysalis Tarot, and then when I have my deck out of its bag, I'll kind of like set my deck down and then set this on top of the deck, and I just feel like it adds extra magic to it, and it kind of keeps it alive and feeling loved and appreciated. I also like to use it with my Crystal Unicorn Tarot, any of my more like magical, feminine, playful decks. So this is again spirit quartz, like the cluster I showed you in my last video. this one here. Here it is. So this is spirit quartz, and then this is just one piece of spirit quartz that's been treated with, I forget what kind of metal is used to make angel aura quartz. If you're not familiar, all aura quartzes are just different types of quartz that have been placed in, I believe, a vacuum, an electrically charged vacuum, I believe. I'm not super familiar with the process. And then different metals are vaporized, and the environment in which this occurs causes the vaporized metals to bond chemically to the surface of the stone. So aqua aura quartz, which is what this is made with gold in gas form. So gold is the metal that creates this blue color on the surface of the quartz. This one's been living with a plant, a rose to be specific, which is why it's so dirty, and it really needs good clean, and I'll have to give it that because it deserves it. Then this is a tiny piece of blue aura quartz, which I believe actually came off of that big one when I first got it. So there's that. Then this one is actually a bead. I'm, again, not totally sure why it's here, but it's very fiery feeling, and I like it. And I think this is tangerine aura quartz. And then this is solar aura quartz, and again, this is on spirit quartz, as you can see. And I feel like this one is really, it's very like solar, divine, masculine chi. And then this is also a bead, but I don't really like its shape as a bead, but I really like its shape as a specimen. This is also angel aura quartz, so there's that. And those are my aura quartzes. While we're here, these are Aquamarines. Not those, we'll get to those in a second. Well, kind of. And these are beads, as you can tell, they've been drilled through. But I have them here because I've been using them for gridding. A lot of times I do use beads for gridding just because they're small and plentiful. And I think, have a wider variety of stones in bead form than I do in specimen form. So it's nice to be able to call on my bead collection for my metaphysical gridding crystal needs. I think they're really beautiful, and I don't have any aquamarine specimens other than my beads. And then definitely this is a piece of Morganite, which is pink aquamarine. It's the same stone, but the pigment obviously is, the mineral pigment is different. Same crystalline structures, aquamarine, different mineral pigmentation. And it's actually not called Morganite for the Celtic mythological figure. It's called Morganite for J.P. Morgan, who I think actually discovered it. Yeah, anyhow. So I know that this one is Morganite. That's the first piece of Morganite that I bought. And my memory is failing me, and I'm not sure if this is also Morganite or if this is something else entirely and I'm just off my rocker. So might have to do some sleuthing and figure out for sure what this is. These are two pieces of sodalite. Most of my sodalite and lapis lazuli are in bead form, so I don't have them down here, but these two pieces are loose, not drilled. And I like to use these one in each hand for like like shamanic journeying meditations. Like if I'm journeying in a meditation and kind of lucid dreaming while awake is the closest thing. I'm trying to find new vocabulary for quote-unquote shamanic things that's not necessarily appropriative, but it's really hard these days to know what words you are not allowed to use. So anyhow, that type of thing. I like to use these one in each hand, meditation stones. They're cool for that. Lapis, as you may know, is just sodalite, this stuff, with pyrite flecks in it. Oh, I'll show you my pyrite. How about that? Okay, so this is how I am currently storing most of my pyrite. This is not pyrite. These are also beads, and these are charoite, and I don't know why they're down here, but they are. I'll move those out. These are mostly just 99-cent pyrite clusters that this still all smells like chocolate and it's wonderful. 99-cent pyrite clusters that I've picked up from Planet K or at souvenir shops over the years, and I mostly use these for gridding. I particularly love and prefer the ones like this that have chunkier crystal formations where you can really see the shape of the crystal formation. Here is another particularly chunky sparkly one, and I like it a whole lot. Yeah, so most of these are just plain sparkly clusters and I like them. This is my... The light's gotten really weird out here all of a sudden. It's being very difficult for me. This is currently my only single pyrite cube, although I would love to have more of these for gridding. I love this little triangle divot formation here. I just think there's all sorts of cool things to see here. You can see how people might have used to use pyrite as a mirror, which they did historically. It's also called pyrite, pyrite, because the Greeks used to use it as a fire starter, which I think is pretty cool to know. It's definitely a fire stone. Yeah, there you go. There's that piece. Then this is my collection of pyrite dust from broken pyrite pieces I've broken or had broken over the years. And I didn't really have plans for this, but recently we did a house cleaning and created like a salt and herb blend to sprinkle all over the floors before sweeping it all up throughout the whole house. And I did add a little bit of pyrite dust to that from here, and that just felt really good. And it had actually just charged under the full moon that night. So that was our spring cleaning for Ostara this year. And I really liked that. I really liked the feeling that having this in that blend gave to it, and I think I will probably use it again for that sort of thing in the future. While we are on the subject of pyrite, I do have a few more pieces. This one looks to me like it was coated with something, not sure what, but I do like to use this one as a tea coaster, as I do with most of my smaller slabs. So there's that. Then this is my pyrite heart, and if you're wondering where all of those broken pieces came from, you can see this one I broke almost as soon as I bought it. Literally the day I brought it home I broke it, but it's still totally heart-shaped and I still love it, so there you go. Nice fiery passionate love stone there. Then this one is a Moroccan specimen of pyrite on, I want to say it's on calcite, but I honestly don't remember. I just know it's definitely pyrite, and it's definitely beautiful. Then this is a piece of my first Pyrite Sphere, which I was madly in love with. And most of the broken pieces I've actually given back to the earth and kind of scattered around the world in different places. I think I gave one to the land in Hawaii, and I gave one to the land in Yellowstone, and I really don't remember. I think I gave one to the land in Colorado, and I really don't know like where all the rest of the pieces are. Obviously a lot of the dust from the broken sphere ended up in here, and I didn't actually break this one. I maybe could put it in kind of a precipitous place, but Sean actually knocked it off the shelf, and he gracefully agreed to get me a replacement. So that brings me to my favorite piece of pyrite, which is this one, and this is the replacement that he got me. Oh, literally a piece of, a tiny piece of pyrite definitely just fell out of there, but that's okay. So here you go. I really, really love this guy. He's so sparkly, and everything is so overexposed right now, and I'm so sorry. I don't know if my camera just doesn't know how to handle this sunlight after rain or what, but yeah, Very sparkly, very beautiful. And I'll actually show you my fluorite next because I think that fluorite and pyrite are a great combination. Okay, so most of this bin is fluorite, not all of it, but most of it. And I will just go ahead and show you what's in here. Oh yeah, I did show you sodalite before. I guess these are also sodalites. I use these for gridding, although I really need like a more complete, even set, I feel like. I'm sure I've just picked these up randomly over the years. This one looks like it's drilled. It looks like it's actually a bead, but I didn't really like it as a bead, so I decided to put it with my specimens. Moving on, and I guess I do have a cab in here, so this is a cabochon. I'll probably put it back with my jewelry stuff, but I was probably using it on an altar or something, and that's why it's here. And then I kind of showed you this, but not really. This is my Fluorite Bowl. I usually keep my rune hair beads in here, the ones that I haven't added to my locks yet. Let's get some light behind. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I love the way that light shines through fluorite, especially like rainbow fluorite when you can see all the chevrons. I just think it's so gorgeous, so beautiful, so beautiful. And fluorite I find is also like a really good stone to have around when pouring tea. There's a big fluorite that lives at the tea house that I try to always have near my tea service when I'm working front. I feel like fluorite really helps me focus on what's important and kind of like it just helps like magnify the frequency of whatever is most important at the time, and so it like allows me to not be so distracted by the other things because I just don't notice them as much because the thing that needs to be the focus or the priority is heard the loudest. Oh, is that like a rainbow in the bottom there? I don't know, it's hiding from me now. Anyhow, that's a beauty. Then this one I've had since I was a little tiny child. And this is pretty much just a display piece. You see what I'm saying? Look, a lot of my biggest pieces, this one, this one, this one, that one we'll get to, are ones that and this one, are ones that I've had since I was a little tiny child. And I don't remember paying any money for them. I don't even remember how this one came to me. But I know that I love it. And, it's very nice to have around. So there is this fluorite slab that I like to use as a teacup coaster. We'll get the light through that one as well. And I'll just go ahead and show you the rest of my fluorite slab tea coasters while we're here. These are some of my favorite pieces. We got one, we got two. Oh, look at the light through that. Just beautiful. Oh, you see that from the side too? Just really lovely. It's like every piece, every crystal really is a gift from the earth, and I am so grateful to receive it. So grateful. And then we got three here. Another nice dark purple one. Listen to those birds coming out. It was really gray and rainy this morning, and it's like really sunny now, but it's like 5:30 in the evening and it's just gotten sunny. And the birds are like, oh, it's morning now, I guess. This is probably one of my very favorite. This might be my favorite fluorite slab. This might be my oldest one that I still have. I don't know why. I had a really, really gorgeous one that just didn't speak to me for a while, and then I sent it off to someone and never heard from them again. I hope they're really enjoying that piece of fluorite. Yeah, anyhow. But I'm really enjoying this piece of fluorite. So, nice little collection of tea coasters here. And then, this is my Fluorite Sphere. Yep. Oh, you see that rainbow? Oh, you see that? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Oh, hello there. See, I just get distracted by rainbows and then I fall madly in love with the universe. Okay, well, that's a beauty. We're gonna set her down. These two little fluorite tumble stones. I think these both have rainbows, but I'm not sure if they're going to come out to play right now or not. But these are also nice to kind of hold one in each hand while meditating. There's this one, which is one of my favorite pieces of fluorite that I've ever seen in my life. Look at that beautiful chevron. Yeah, lots to look at here. Very nice. I've been having this one next to me while working on my tea book. And then this one, I love Fluorite Octahedrons, like raw, natural octahedrons. I have some cut and polished octahedrons as well, but by far I prefer the natural ones. I just think it's really fascinating. Like, this is the natural crystal formation of fluorite. So if you just kind of chisel it out of the earth, this is what you get. And I think that's really fascinating, and I think it's really beautiful. And I have been known to keep these two together or carry them together. And I really like the way that their chi kind of play off each other. And it's like super magnified, like focus and intense energy working together all at once. And I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. Speaking of Fluorite Octahedrons, here we go. Yeah. Okay, so then we've got this one, which is polished. And this one, which is also polished. And then we've got all these which are raw, and I just can never seem to have enough of. Never enough. Never enough. Oh, look at this one. You see all those different colors? I feel like there's like blue peeking out of this one that you can barely see. But yeah, I just think these are really lovely. They're like, they look like little gummy candies. Like, they're like Earth's gushers, except that they don't gush. They're just, I gush over them because they're so beautiful. And these are really, really fabulous for gridding. If you're going to use fluorite for gridding, this is what I recommend. And these usually go for about $2 a piece. So pretty reasonable, you know, if you know what you want and you want them. Not that hard to obtain if you have a place where you can go get them. And then, okay, we've got these. And I used to have a bunch more of these. These are all fluorite. And then my very favorite one, my ex-boyfriend dropped and shattered it. He broke my heart. And then, I don't know, I just kind of let my set of 6 fall apart. I never replaced the one that broke. I decided not to use them for gridding. I also really love them. I don't know, maybe I will recomplete the set of 6 for gridding. I do love them so much. They're so pretty. And then this is fluorite on, I want to say this is fluorite on calcite. So the purple cubes obviously are fluorite. I don't know, I might, part of me is thinking that this is fluorite on celestite, and maybe there's calcite and celestite here, and maybe it's just celestite and I'm just forgetting that it's celestite because I'm used to celestite being blue and not white, and so my brain is like, no, you're misremembering that. But I think it might actually be fluorite on celestite. Well, I'm actually getting to the point where I'm losing light again, and that might be part of why I'm having trouble getting this to focus. But I think before I go today, I will show you my celestite. This, I believe, is, oh my god, this, I believe, is a wolf spider. Like, heard it moving. Look at this guy. Okay, well, you know, maybe that just means that it's time for the crawlies to take back over this little part of the house, and I can just let them have it. Okay, so I thought I was done showing you my fluorite, but I missed this one, which is actually one of my very, very favorite ones. And let's get this in some, I'm doing this at a different time of day than I did the others, and the light's all different up here. Is this better light now? Oh, that's much better. So when I first got this stone, the thing that I really loved about it was this, well, this chevron here, which reminded me of the rune Kenaz. And so I still feel that this stone, I almost said rune, that this stone wants to help with creative projects and focusing my creative energy. And so the reason I nearly forgot this one is because it was in on my like art journal, bullet journal desk in my room where I work on these things. And then also there's this rainbow on the side that I am absolutely in love with. And it's hard to catch this on film, but oh, there you go. Okay. Moving on. And then I believe I had been just about to show you my Celestite. I really love the shape of this one. It's just really great for holding in the hand and kind of like being transported away to a celestial realm and kind of connecting with my angels and guides. I'm not really like a huge angel person, although I'm trying to let more angelic entities and energies into my life, but still, like, it helps me connect with my heavenly guides. I connect with a white rabbit who's a guide of mine, and I associate that with the moon and more celestial energies. And so yeah, this is helpful for that, and any sort of meditations or journeys where I would want to go somewhere less earthly. This could kind of help transport me there in my mind. So yeah, great shape and just a really beautiful piece of Celestite. Then here is the other one that was a gift, and I think this one's from Mickey and this one's from Ella, and I'm gonna hear about it if I'm wrong, I'm sure. Anyhow, I just think this is really, really beautiful and very sparkly. It feels like a dragon egg to me. I have been keeping this one kind of in an arrangement in my room. And this guy. That looks about like how I had them arranged. Yeah, and just having, I don't know, having all these energies together feels really good in my creative space. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, so see, some of these rainbows are showing today and that they weren't really coming out to play the other day. Oh yeah, see that on the bottom? Yeah, most of my quartz is in my part 1 video. Oh, look at that. If you want to go back and see it. But this one in particular has a billion rainbows that just were not showing up that day. So, here you go, special bonus. Bonus rainbows for coming to watch part 2. But there are a bunch of beautiful rainbows in part 1, so if you're a rainbow lover, go ahead and check out part 1 if you haven't already. Okay, that's enough of that. We're supposed to be looking at Celestite. I have this little tiny one that I kept in my makeup bag while I was traveling, and it got foundation all over it, and I haven't been able to properly clean it because Celestite is pretty soft, so I'm afraid that if I take like a toothbrush to it or something, I'll like break loose a bunch of the crystals. Also, I'm pretty sure it's soluble in water, so I don't want to like soak it for a long time. But this used to be much sparklier and prettier, and now it's covered in makeup. So if you know of a good way to clean a Celestite cluster without damaging it, let me know. I'm open to suggestions. Oh, and as long as we're playing catch up, I've just found this piece of citrine that's actually one of my favorites. I call this one my smudge stone. I carry this one a lot with me as well, and I'll use this for like energetic cleansing. Citrine is said to be one of those stones that can kind of absorb and compost bad vibes without like taking them on or needing to be cleansed. I still like to cleanse and charge my citrine anyway, but for ritual purposes, when I need a stone to do that sort of thing, or you can't have smoke or whatever, you need to do a little ritual cleansing, I find a little citrine point to be great for that, and this is my favorite one for that. It's also got a rainbow in it in the tip that's not coming out to play right now, but that's okay. We'll see you some other time, I'm sure. Bye bye, citrine. Okay, speaking of calcite, I'm going to show you my calcite collection. This is a piece of red-orange calcite. It looks like it's got some, it's kind of like included with some granite or some other sort of sediment, but I really love the way this one looks. I love stones that are like polished on one side and rough on another side so that you can kind of really get a feel for the character of the stone. So yeah, I really like this one. This feels very like a root, creative, sacral energy. It's very fiery. Then I'll go ahead and show you. This is my biggest piece of calcite, and I actually just got this one for like $6. Calcite is not that expensive. And this I got at the Nature's Treasures like rough depot in the back. It is coated though, and most calcite on the market commercially for like most specimens on the market for collectors are coated because calcite is such a soft stone. For a long time I thought that like one of the ways you can tell calcite from other stones is it's got that like waxy feel, but that's not actually the calcite itself. That's the coating to keep it from just randomly chipping off all the time. So this is coated, and you can see that's why it's like extra shiny. This is not coated, definitely not on this side, and I don't believe the polished side is coated either. This is not coated. I'm also not 100% sure that this is calcite, but it sure looks like calcite to me. But this is another piece that was kind of handed down to me from, I think I actually have a bunch of stones that my brother gave me. My little brother, when he was in elementary school, one of his teachers for like good behavior rewards gave out like tickets that could be exchanged for mineral specimens, and so that the kids could learn about geology. And my brother has always been very well behaved, so he'd collected like several egg cartons full of little specimens, and I think this was one of those that he eventually gave to me. When I went home to California, I've been living in Texas for like 8 or 10 years now. I'm just going to show you some more calcite. When I went home from California, this one is coated as well, to get my crystal collection from when I was a kid, I was distraught because I was looking all over for it. I searched my bedroom and my closet and like the shed outside where I used to hang out. I searched all these places and I couldn't find my crystals anywhere. And I asked my brother, I was like, John, is there any way that my crystals could be in your closet? And he's like, no, they're not in my closet. And I'm like, what does this kid know? He's never kept his closet in order in his life. His closet's an overflowing mess. How does he know what's in his closet? And so I'm like, I'm gonna check your closet anyway. And he's like, no, they're not in my closet because they're right here. And he lifts up the top of this roll-top desk in his room, and in every little cubby and cavity on the roll-top desk is one of my old favorite crystal specimens. And he had been watching over this amethyst, this rose quartz, this quartz cluster, this fluorite piece, this stalagmite. Oh, and I never showed you this actually. This should have been in my last video, but I've just seen it now. It's a geode, and there's not a whole lot going on in there, but I always just thought it was like a little fairy house, and so I've never gotten rid of it. But yeah, he was watching over a whole bunch of my specimens, and I was like, I need these back. But then also, like, a few of them I really wasn't sure if they were mine or not. Like, I think this quartz cluster I wasn't 100% sure. And then that stalagmite might not have been mine, I wasn't sure. But he was just kind of like, oh, it's fine, you can have them. Like, they clearly mean more to you than they do to me. This one I definitely remembered, and the rose quartz and the amethyst for sure. But then, you know, he was giving me all of my old crystals back, and he was like, well, I also have all these other little ones that you might like to have. And he told me about, you know, when he was in class and he got these. So I think that's where, it was a long story, but I think that's where this one came from. That's also where in my last video I showed you, oh, you know, I think I brought it inside, but I had a stick of what I thought was orange or red selenite, and that one also came from my brother. You know, this amethyst might also have come from my brother, and this is a very, very nice piece of amethyst. It's one of my favorite pieces that I have, actually, and I don't recall buying it, and it's totally possible that this one came from my wonderfully kind and generous little brother. And again, if you want to see more of my amethyst, go check out part 1 of this collection video. This is a piece of what's called optical calcite. I especially like this side of it, where I feel like you can see it's divided into like 6 compartments. Yeah, I don't know, I like how you can see the inner structure of the crystal. And of course I like the shape, which of course is the natural shape of the calcite crystal, kind of like the Fluorite Octahedron or the Pyrite cube. These are all large single crystals of their kind. And you see that rainbow in there in the middle? There is a rainbow in there kind of showing up. Oh wow, guys, check this out. This is my front yard right now. Okay, coming back to the crystals. This piece of blue calcite that was, I think this one was also passed down to me from my brother. Very pretty, very calming, very peaceful and serene. And this is called honey calcite. I really like this one. These are also honey calcite. I just love this color. And it does have some rainbows in it, but I've taken this so many places, and like I said, the calcite crystal is so soft, it's gotten so scuffed up that I'm not sure you can see the rainbows through all the scuffs anymore. But I love this one no less for it all. Then this is a piece of rose calcite. Just some lovely light pink tones. I think it's very pretty, very nice, rosy, yin, feminine floral chi. And, you know, I don't know how much of that I'm making up, but I think it's nice, and it's pink, and it's calcite. There you go. This cube of honey calcite, I believe, is what it is, which I like. And this piece of green calcite. Maybe you learned something new about calcite today. This is another piece I got from my brother. I have it with my calcite. It's possible that it's calcite. I really have no idea what it is. If you know, or if you have any ideas or suggestions, let me know. I'll look into it. These are also handed down to me by my brother. Both of these are chalcopyrite or peacock ore. I never bought it as a kid, even though I saw it in all these gift shops, because I thought that they just like manufactured it for gift shops. Now I'm pretty sure that's not true. I'm pretty sure it's like an actual stone, but I don't know much about it, so I should probably look into it. So those are 2 pieces that my brother gave me, and then I have no idea where I got this tiny piece, but it's, the rainbows are much more pronounced, and I really liked how it was like very blue and then very gold. Lots of color contrast there. I like it a lot. Very pleasant to look at. Okay, nothing's gonna be organized for a while. I'm just gonna show you stuff. So this is rhodonite. This is a rhodonite egg. Can I get this out of the fence reflection? Kind of, but not really. Okay, well, this is a rhodonite egg. And, oh, hi there, you can see me. And this is really, really heavy. I think I've said this before, I love heavy stones. I love, like, the feeling of grounding that they give. Just holding it, it's like a weighted blanket. It's very calming, very reassuring. And this being a stone of kind of activating self-love and loving actions, and like turning your love into action, is kind of how I relate to rhodonite. And both self-love and love for others. Like, how do you ground love in the reality of your actions and your words? And I find that rhodonite kind of helps with that transformation or transmogrification or whatever you want to call it. I don't want to let go of this and put it down, but I'm going to. Okay. We've got some ammonite and some ammolite. This one is just a plain fossil. I say just a plain fossil, but I think they're super, super cool. I have a bunch of these. I don't know why there's just one here. We'll probably come across the other several. And then this one is Ammolite. This one's actually a drilled bead, but I'm probably not going to use it for that. So Ammolite is just ammonite that's been opalized. So it's a fossil where some of the organic material has over time in the earth been replaced with opal. So that's what this rainbow stuff is that you see on the surface. That's opal. And on that side as well. There you go. Got another amethyst cluster. You go back over there. Oh, I just showed you all my fluorite, but I missed this. This is just little chunks of fluorite that have broken over the years. There's another one from my brother. This is a Hematite Lodestone. Another piece of Optical Calcite. This one with a little rainbow on the corner there. Got some sheets of mica and black mica. Both of these are from my brother. No, they feel like leather or beef jerky or something, but they're rock.
Okay, so hi guys. I'm still gonna show you a few more things in this video, but I have almost as much footage already as I did for the first part of this video, and I still haven't filmed any of this stuff over here, which is all the stuff in this purple bag, all the stuff in this box, and then all the things in these bags on top. And I do really want to show you all this, but I don't think I can do this in one video. So I think this might actually have to be a 3-part series. I hope that you are excited about extra crystal videos and not like, damn it, I wanted to see them all right now. But I am going to show you a few more things in this video, and I thought I would start with some things that I've already given you a sneak peek of. So like you saw this stalagmite already.
So here you go. I don't know where we got this. I really don't know if this is something that John got or something that my parents got when I was really little. Look at the bottom though, where you can see all the layers and how it's formed over the years and the decades and the generations probably. Who knows how long this thing took to form. But yeah, so this is a cave rock. It's limestone. If you've ever been to a cave or on a cave tour or seen stalagmites and stalactites, you know that they are formed from layers and layers of water, like, you know, very heavily mineralized water, just kind of dripping in the same spots all the time and leaving mineral deposits. And so this is the mineral deposit from a bunch of very limey water over the years. And you can kind of see in there as well how that's going on. Anyhow, I think that's really, really cool. And of course, if you go into the caves where these things form, you can see them actually forming, because you'll see like stalactites on the ceiling with drops of water coming off of them, and you know that's how they're getting longer. So yeah, very cool. Obviously I didn't take this from a cave. We purchased this somewhere where I'm sure it was taken carefully, thoughtfully, and legally. Some more fossils and things. Got this one, and most of these I got in Morocco. There were just a whole bunch of them, and you know, lots of rocks are mined and found in Morocco, and lots of fossils. This is, what do you call this? Dendrite. It's a dendrite fossil of some kind, and Sean brought this back from Colorado. So I think it's from Colorado. I think it's like local to that area, but I'm actually not 100% sure. This one is literally was like a landscaping rock that I found, and I was like, you are coming with me. Oh, and then I have some Hag Stones, and I was so excited when I finally started finding Hag Stones, because I'd always read about them, and I always wanted one, or several, and I'd always heard that, you know, you can't buy them or, like, look for them. Like, if you're looking for it and you find one, it doesn't count. You have to just kind of see it and find it on accident or be given one. And then they're magical and lucky, and I don't know, supposedly if you look through them, you can see the truth or something. Or into fairyland, or some sort of thing like that. And I had never found one in my life. And then, I don't know, I started dating this guy, and that relationship didn't actually last very long. But we went on a walk together to this place that I'd been like a billion times before. And literally, like that day, I found 5. And I was not looking for them. I just saw them. And I've found a bunch since then too. So I've probably found like 10 Hag Stones total over the last couple of years. And I've given some away too, because I hear they work if you give them as gifts. This one. And a Hag Stone, of course, is just a stone that has it's a river stone that has a hole naturally washed all the way through it. This is a piece of coral. I believe this one I found. This one is a piece that I've had forever. I literally actually don't have any idea where I got this, if I bought it or if someone gave it to me. But I've had it for a very, very, very long time. A Nautilus Fossil. I've had this one. I remember buying this at a rock shop when I was like 5 or 6. I had like a $3 a week allowance, and I spent a lot of it on rocks until eventually I spent $84 of it on an American Girl doll. I got Josefina, and I still have her. And other than that, I spent most of my allowance on rocks. I spent a lot of it on books, actually. And then a bunch of these are mineral specimens that were passed on to me from my brother. And I actually don't know what a lot of them are. A lot of them, it looks like, just have mica in them. Yeah, I don't know for sure about a lot of those, but I like them. Like this one, I really like this one. Looks like some sort of lava rock. Yeah, not sure what this one is, but I love that color. Same story here. This one, I believe, is called palmwood stone. I think it's fossilized palmwood. I think. That's my best guess. This is a fossil of a shell that someone found. I don't know if I found it or if Happy found it. But it seems like a nice like fairy offering bowl. It's sandstone. I don't know what this is, although this wasn't from my brother. This is a bead. And this was a gift from Ella, but she doesn't know what it is either. Oh, one more little bitty Hag Stone. I love this one. This one I keep meaning to make into a necklace. This is Flint. And then this is just a half of an old geode that I've had for literally ever and should probably be with the plants. It's not a whole lot to look at, but I don't know, it's just memories, man. It's like one of the first crystals I've had, and yeah, sure, it's not a great geode, but it's a crystal and it needs love all the same, just like all the other crystals. And I'm sure it would make a plant very, very happy. Maybe I will put it with the rose bush. I think I have time to show you 2 more things. So I'll show you my vanadinite. This is obviously a mixed specimen. I don't know what all this stuff is, although the person who sold it to me definitely knew. But these little red crystals over here are vanadinite. Yeah, so all these red crystals along here, I mean, they're not quite cubic, but anyhow, those are vanadinite. And that is this one. It lives in this box because it's kind of delicate and the crystals will break off of the host if it's just like stored in a box or whatever. This is a much better specimen of vanadinite as far as like, I don't know, I feel like the color is better, it's easier to see, and I may well decide to part with the other one. I could just look at shimmering, glistening crystals for a long time. And I hope you can too, because these videos are going to be pretty darn long. And now it turns out there's going to be 3 of them. Anyhow, thanks for hanging out with me and spending some time with my crystals. It's been really a joy and a pleasure. I'm glad that I was able to share 2/3 of my collection so far with you, roughly. And I'm really looking forward to filming the rest of this collection so that I can share it with you. If I stay longer and film more, I will be late to work, and it's gonna have to be a separate video anyway. So I love you guys, and I will see you very, very soon.
And of course, if you haven't seen part 1, go ahead, the link is in the description below. And that one definitely has lots and lots and lots of rainbows, so go check out part 1 if that's your jam. And don't forget, of course, if you're not yet and you want to be, don't forget to subscribe to my channel by hitting the button below, and of course giving the video a thumbs up to say that you liked it. If you made it this far, really, what do you have to lose? Just go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It helps me out, and it'll help other people like you find and enjoy this video. So thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful, magical day, and I'll see you again very, very soon.